Hey everyone, it's me Curtis, and in today's video I'm going to be doing a quite requested one that hasn't really been requested, and that is going to be how I got all of my pets. At least like one time on each and every one of my videos, or like a lot pretty much, people ask me, where did you get XYZ, like where'd you get that pet from? And I respond, but I find myself responding to like the same pet over and over and over again. So I just wanted to make a video discussing truthfully where I got all of my pets and how I got them all in one video. Now I'm going to say right now, not all of the places that I got my pets from are the quote-unquote best places, but I think you live and you learn, and I'm just going to be sharing with you guys where I got all of my pets from. Have on my phone a list of all of my pets and a little dash to where I got them so that I can pretty much just know right where to start from. So this list is not in any particular order. Pretty much I just looked at the way my animals are aligned on my walls and I just wrote them down that way. So my first pet that I am going to be... Alright, so the first animal is Hercules. He is my bearded dragon, citrus bearded dragon. If you do not know, he's been on my channel for a really long time. He was the first bearded dragon that I had. And I actually got him from the New York White Plains Reptile Expo. So my next pet is my other bearded dragon, Athena. Athena is my red bearded dragon, so Hercules is a citrus, Athena is a red. Again, I did get her from the New York White Plains Reptile Expo, which again, I have a bunch of vlogs on my channel. Also, I actually got Athena from the exact same breeder that I got Hercules from at the expo. Because if you don't know the way expos work, the expo is made up of a bunch of vendors, and of those vendors, there's usually a really good handful of actual certified breeders that have their own online shops and things. And I got Hercules and Athena both from the same breeder. Okay, so my next pet on this list is my cockatiel Anna. Anna was a rescue, as I have mentioned in previous videos, and I just realized if I have any videos kind of introducing or talking about the pets that I'm speaking of at the moment, I will leave a card to them up here. Anna was a rescue from a family member that had her, who couldn't take care of them anymore, who got passed on to another family member who could not take care of them. So then she ended up in my hands, which is the reason why she's very untamed and I pretty much just let her live. Alright, so my next pet is going to be my goldfish, Tangerine. She is a common goldfish. I'm not even sure that she is a she. I did get her from a carnival, and when I say I mean someone that I know bought me her from a carnival, actually with a bunch of fish, just really intentions on having feeder fish for my turtle, or I guess you could say. And actually, really quick, I'm not saying I support getting goldfish from carnivals or anything like that, but obviously this person knew I wanted goldfish and they were at the carnival anyway, so. The next pet on my list is my hamster Jasper. He is my long-haired sable male black-eyed Syrian. He was adopted from PetSmart not too long ago. I believe I got him in, what did I get him in? April? No way. June. I got him in June. But yeah, that is my hamster, and I got him, like I said, I adopted him from Petco. Next is my red-eared slider, or turtle, if you are not familiar with typical names that Next is my red-eared slider, or turtle. I got my turtle Siege from a vendor, or you know, those like illegal vendors. I don't know if it was illegal because again, I was not a part of this transaction. The way it happened, and also I've had Sage for how many years? This is going to be 4 years, I think. Wow. Yeah, this is going to be 4 years that I've had Sage in. Oh wait, no. This is July? I've had Sage for 4 years. Wow. But anyway, so my neighbor, I'm going to try and explain this as clearly as possible. My neighbor's sister knows a lady at work that was selling turtles. And my neighbor knows that I like animals. Sometimes he takes me to the expo. So he told his sister to ask her friend at her job if I wanted a turtle, and then my dad was like, yeah, and it ended up being like a graduation present for me. So then I ended up getting Sage right then and there. He came in like the little typical critter keeper. Again, I'm not saying I necessarily support these things, but I was out of the loop. I did not know that this was going on. I found out the whole story and how the turtle ended up getting to me after the fact, but at the end of the day, it was a surprise. Even though I was ready, I was able to take care of the turtle. The next animal on my list is my corn snake, Odysseus. Like I said, Odysseus is a corn snake. If you want to be more specific, he is an Okiti corn snake. And I got him from a family member for my birthday last year in September. And he is under a year old, and he came from a snake breeder. The next animals on my list are my mice, Camellia and Willow. They were both adopted from Petco after being returned to the store from someone who didn't even get them from Petco originally. That was like a retired snake mouse breeder. He pretty much bred food for snakes and brought them to Petco. I picked them up. My next animal is one that I get asked a lot where I got him from, and that is my hedgehog Leo, or Leonidas. Leo, my African pygmy hedgehog, came all the way from like the other side of the state from me, but he did come from a very, very good hedgehog breeder. People ask me oftentimes like my Petco or my PetSmart or my Pets at Home or Pet Supplies Plus, whatever store you have doesn't sell hedgehogs. Where did you get yours from? That's where I got mine from. No pet stores around me sell hedgehogs. In fact, there's not even really a big selection of hedgehog breeders to choose from. So my next two pets on this list, actually one of them is deceased, but it has to do with like this little story I'm going to say, are my two Madagascar hissing cockroaches. Needless to say, I did order two roaches, a male and a female, Toby and Tina, from an online breeder called Josh's Frogs, I believe it is. Yeah, I did end up getting two roaches, and I had them for a few months, and then the male died, so I was like, okay. And then little did I know, 2 months later, I just saw a bunch of baby roaches running around my cage, and I was like, what the heck, this is not like a situation. I had a male, but how long is the gestation period? And all these thoughts were going through my head, and I was just wondering like, how the heck did my roach just give birth to a bunch of babies? And then I realized the gestation period for a Madagascar hissing cockroach is about 2 months. So that made sense to me that, you know, he bred with her before he died, and then she was just gravid that whole time until she gave birth. But the next pet on my list is my Pac-Man frog, Venus. So I actually don't know the actual gender of my Pac-Man frog because he or she is actually still quite young. I did get him or her from the New York Reptile Expo. Alright, so last on my list, or like the section on my list, are my chickens. I have 7 chickens. I have 2 pearl white leghorns, 2 red cross chickens, and 3 black australorps. I have a bunch of videos about them, but my pearl white leghorns are my oldest chickens. They are 2 years old, and their whole story is my freshman year of high school, my biology teacher, he, you know, bred chickens. He has chickens, and every year for Earth Day we like incubate them and whatnot. So we did that when I was a freshman. We incubated the eggs, and I had a really good relationship with my biology teacher. But pretty much, yeah, I incubated my own chickens at my school, which is really, really cool. So I know their exact birthday and things like that. That is where my 2 pearl white leghorn chickens came from. And then my last 5 chickens, the 2 red cross and 3 black australorps, did come from Tractor Supply, which I have, again, of course, a whole vlog about that, which you can check out up here. I completely forgot about my last pet, which is my dog. He's a Catane Tulier, which I know you probably haven't heard of. It's related somewhat to a Bichon, but they are not the same dog whatsoever. Like I said, he's a Catane Tulier. I promise it's a real thing. He is 4 years old, and he also did come from a very, very, very great breeder, actually out of state. My dad traveled out of state to get him and then came back to state because there's not any breeders in my state that breed them. But actually, guys, that is it for today's video. The lighting got really, really dark, I just realized, which I kind of wish I realized before I would have turned my exposure up. If you guys liked today's video, make sure you give it a like and subscribe to the channel so make sure that you do not miss any more of my future videos just like today's. And if you want to shop for some really cool, unique pet supplies, I do run a shop which I will leave the link for in the description, but it is just called Lasane Pet Supplies, and it is run through Etsy. But until next time, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I will see you all in the next one.